So welcome everyone. Welcome to this session on Sunday. So I am Aryan Mehra. I have basically done my master's in physics from IIT Delhi, and then I'm PhD dropout from IISc Bangalore, and now I am a full-time teacher. And basically I'm teaching class 11, 12, and also to graduate and postgraduate students from last 3 years. So I have myself given GATE twice. So once I had rank 250, once I have rank 400. So I qualified my GATE exam in MSc first year itself. When I was in MSc first year, I qualified the exam with rank 250 and 282 in to be precise. So basically, I didn't never needed the GATE as such, but still I gave the GATE because I thought it is a good exam. Uh, However, I will be discussing that what is the latest trend in the GATE exam, because last 3 to 4 years GATE exam has been very much become predictable that what can happen if we leave 2022. Other than that, the 2021 exam and 2023 exam was pretty much predictable exams. We can say, okay, this was exactly what was predicted from the exam. The 2022 exam was one of the most difficult exams that has been put so far in the GATE history. If we eliminate that exam, other than that, we will see what is a trend going on, from where the questions are coming actually, uh, from where the GATE is putting up the questions these days. So last 5 year analysis we will do. We will do full 6 months plan, that after the analysis, now we have understood the GATE exam, how we can prepare for it. And more or less, I will try to cover that what is needed to get under 100 rank. What exactly you need for under 100 rank. Okay. So before I begin, since many of you are interested in that, so I have taken few sessions which I want to refer here. Okay. Number one question that comes in the participant's mind is that I want a job after MSc. I do not want to pursue a long career of PhD. That is one sort of people, and that sort of people are in a good amount. And I was also one of them. I want to give you few ideas about the job point of view. One or two you already know. You already know that you can get into BARC exam if you have a GATE exam, GATE rank, very good. And you basically need under 70 rank if you want to directly go into BRC interview. That you already know. I want to give you two or three more opportunities of the jobs that you can get from the GATE. Number one, from my personal experience, I will not say even a single word which is not from my experience. So I was doing my PhD in Center for Nanoscience and Engineering in IISc. And what I saw is that every year they take up 18 MTech students. And this MTech is in semiconductor technology. MTech in semiconductor technology. And there is 100% placement in that. 100% placement, whoever wants to sit in the placement. And not just 100%, it is more than 100%. How it is more than 100%? More companies are coming up, but students are not accepting those offers. Instead, they are going for the top premier institutions of the world for their PhD degrees, because they are even interested for academics. But the people who are interested for the jobs, they are getting the job without any hesitation, and the salary is very good, 18 to 24 LPA. I would say that this is a very decent salary, not just decent. You will be under the top 5% of India if you are earning this much. Okay. So at the age of 23, 24, you are getting a chance to be under the top 3 to 4% of earning citizens if you are earning this much money. So this can happen if you get into this place. Now, extending the same logic, I have two or three more MTechs that you can pursue. And for this IISc MTech, I would say there are 2, 3 exams which they are following up. Number one is GATE. If you are actually want to get into this, just one warning: all sort of branches will apply. Mechanical engineer people will come, electrical engineer people will come, chemistry people will come, and physics people will also come. But the most of the people who get into this MTech are from physics background, and the rank and more or less you need is less than 100 for the interview, and then you have to qualify an interview to get into this MTech. But once you get into this MTech, you can assume that your job opportunity is 100% final. You are going to get a job. Okay, your salary will be assured. That is what I have seen in there. Okay. Next MTech which I want to mention here is instrumentation
Yeah,
physics. Yeah, please.
yeah. Is it applicable for physics students also to get
Yes,
a rank inside 100 and qualify for the MTech batch in semiconductor technology?
yeah, this is, I'm talking about physics only. I'm talking about physics only. If
Okay.
you are from physics background and get a 100 rank in GATE exam, you will get into this MTech, but you have to qualify a small interview. But yeah, that is for physics people. I'm talking about from physics point of view.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Thank
what
you.
is the gate
yeah,
score for this rank?
GATE score, I am not very sure. I'm sorry about that. I know the ranks because GATE score usually you never ask people about that. What was your GATE score? So if you have under 100 rank, you are secure that you will get interview call. That is my idea. Okay. People, even I know people 170, 180 rank, general category. Last year they got the rank, interview call. Okay. But more or more every year this is getting, and there is one good news as well. Uh, 2 months from now, I am conducting a live session with Sense people. So I already have talked about the placement coordinator. So the professor from the Sense, I will be connecting you all with them, and you can ask all the questions about the Sense IISc directly to them. So when the applications will start at Sense, I will be having you will have the live session with them, so that you can actually see. And also I can tell you, they also need a good physics students coming up, because not many people know about this department. And it is my privilege that I can guide you about this. And this is a hidden gem of India. Okay. So you should definitely try for this. And then another department which I want to make sure is instrumentation physics. Instrumentation physics is in IISc. It is also in many IITs. Okay. Other than that, if not, if in these departments also, placements I would say is not 100% or guaranteed, but the thing is you can get up the industrial jobs, that there is a good amount of possibility that if you have done uh, your MTech from in instrumentation department, then your job opportunities are good. Okay. But I would say I will not talk more about this. I know only one or two people who have got the job. I have not seen from my eyes get people getting these jobs in this department. But based on what I have heard in IISc, I am telling you this. But this I have honestly seen by myself. Okay. Other than that, I would say MTech doing in a pure physics departments of any of the IIS, any of the IIT, pure physics departments. Either it is IIT Delhi or IIT Bombay, wherever you go, if you are doing the MTech in pure physics department, you cannot expect very good placements, because physics departments are lacking very much behind the placement scenario. They have a good quality of education, I can say, but their coordination with the industries is not good. So that makes it very difficult for you people to get placed, and you will finally have to do the finally you have to go for the PhD. So answering the question, one person has asked in the chat, yes, MTech you have to do after MSc. So once your MSc is done, then you do the 2 years of MTech. And in this 2 years of MTech, you get a stipend of 12,500 rupees every month. So your expenditure will be out. So this is not a free thing. You will be getting the money. It's although very small amount, but you can get your expenditure out. So that is the idea of MTech which I have. That one already I have told you of the department. Other I am telling you instrumentation. Pure physics, I will say either it is material science or optical science, whatever the pure physics departments are offering. Please stay away from that if you are willing to get the job. Okay. One more department you can choose if you are getting is communication engineering. Okay. Many physics people also go in communication engineering. This is available in IIT B as well as IIT D, which I know. So if you get into communication engineering MTech, that is also fine. You will be getting the good placements. Then there is one department in IIT Delhi itself, which is, I think, Sense, not CENSE, but SENSE. This is also one of the good department, and you can look up to that. And other than in that, in IIT Delhi, if you can get into optical, I think division, it is optical division. It's a separate department than physics department. Then also some people are getting the placement offers from German companies. Okay, so that is something you can look up. But first priority should be this thing. You will enjoy the culture, you will have the fun in here. And I will seriously recommend you that I have taken the full session on this, that what is a career in semiconductor physics. So you can go on YouTube, watch that full lecture where I have talked all the aspects about career in semiconductor physics, and especially in IISc Center of Nanoscience and Engineering, that what work you have to do and so on. So that was about the job point of view, that how you can
Bhaiya,
get. Yeah, please.
is it will be a good idea to pursue computer science after MSc
In
physics?
if you want to pursue computer science engineering, you have to give the gate exam of computer science. Okay, and and also many of the
Okay,
IITs
acha.
don't even approve that. Yeah.
Okay, different exam happen for MTech in computer
Yes.
science.
Yes. Computer science is a different. Many, very few, maybe IIT can accept physics as well, but I don't think so. Anyone is accepting, because there is already more than 1 lakh people giving the GATE CSE. Okay, GATE CSE is also a huge thing. So you have to, and also your degree might not be acceptable there. Okay, because suddenly you cannot make a shift after MSc. Now I will be doing computer science. You can go into data science, but not computer science. Okay, computer science is a very pure branch.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Bhaiya. For
Yeah.
example, if we are currently doing MSc and then just after the MSc, if we are willing to go for the PhD, maybe in
Yes.
abroad and in India, okay, then what after PhD we can get? Means, for example, I completed my PhD just now. Then what after that if we are willing to get some scientific position, then what are the opportunity available over there?
Okay, so let's say you are completing the PhD degree.
From
So the
abroad or
one,
from
yeah,
India?
yeah, I got your idea. So if you get into PhD degree, then after the PhD degree, based on the topic you have chosen, there are three kind of positions that open up after PhD. Number one position that opens up is academic positions. For academic positions, to become an assistant professor, you have to go through the postdoc as well. Then the second kind of positions that opens up is this scientific officer. So where does this scientific officer positions open up? CSR labs, CSR labs. Then you might have heard many of the, like PRL you might have heard. Okay, Aries you might have heard. Okay, then then there is one in Delhi as well, and NPL, NPL, and then all this, there are at least 32 CSR labs across the India where where they put up the job for, I think they say after SRF you have to do 1 year of postdoc there, and then if you do a good job, then they convert you into the scientific position there. So all the scientific assistant, if you just search on naukri.com itself, I was doing a few days back, there are many positions that opens up every day. Scientific assistant, professor, scientific assistant here, there, and so on. BARC, yes, BARC, DRDO is always there. Okay, and even after PhD, you get a chance for research. You definitely
just, for example, if we complete our
get a
PhD
chance.
in the field of solid state, or condensed matter or any relevant field, then we can just directly apply to these institutes.
Yes.
They will give
Yes.
us
So
some
these,
jobs.
after PhD, the jobs you get are basically on the criteria that where you have done your PhD, how many papers you have published, and what was the quality of those papers, and how good is your recommendation. So I know one PhD from IISc Science. So just to give the job to this person in IISc, okay, he has such a strong recommendation. Just to give the job to this person, ISRO released the advertisement of one vacancy. Roughly 520 people applied. They did the interview of all of this, but they were already pre-decided that they will be hiring this guy, and they hired it, and that's it. So they opened up the position just for one guy to hire that one person. Okay, and that is
how can we make the profile such good that ISRO open their vacancies?
Yeah, so you have to be in good department. If you are not in a good department and not a reputed department, and your profile is very good, in India it will become very difficult. You can always, maybe some foreign, in something, someone in foreign may appreciate you, But in
Yeah,
India,
okay. For example,
yeah.
currently, if we apply for maybe Germany or these type of countries, Max Planck Institute is there, and then after completing our PhD from abroad, then we come back. Then are there chances of getting
So
these
you
jobs?
will have better chances in academics, but not in scientific assistant posts. Because if you are doing your work in PhD abroad, then you won't have any much contacts in India. Okay, so if you are doing in India, you are going on conference many times. People are coming to let's say, for example, you are doing PhD in IIS. Okay, every week there is conference happening. Lot of universities are coming up, and you are organizing that. So you are meeting those people. You are talking about them, and that's how the connections are made. It's a 5-year journey. So you are meeting that person every year. That person is coming every year. So that is happening, something like that. So then only you will have the connections with those people. Then only ISRO will open up the vacancy. If you are from abroad, there are many people coming from abroad. Okay, so let me give you a very, very harsh reality. Okay, the people who cannot qualify exams, they go abroad.
Yes, yeah, this is
Yeah, that
definitely
is,
true.
if someone says, okay, going abroad is much better than doing PhD in India, might be because of the country, but that is not because of you. Okay, you were not able to qualify, so the abroad was an easy option.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so that is because Germany need PhDs in a lot of amount, but the quality of PhD you will get in India. I'm not talking about mental stability. I'm talking about the work broadness. The quality, the how much work you will be doing in PhD in India is much more than you will do in Germany. However, it makes your work-life balance little problem, but that's different thing. No, that is for USA. If you are getting in USA, that's a big deal. GR is for US. If you are going for USA, then I would say, okay, PhD in USA and India is reputed. Means USA is much reputed than India. But I won't say if you're going to Germany, then you cannot say that something you have done very big. USA getting admission is big.
Sir, to the same topic, which department is preferred in these areas like ISRO, DRDO, BARC?
Yeah. So first of all, you do the work in semiconductor. Another is nanoscience. Another is what? So the I'm forgetting of that branch. Yes, optical lasers, especially lasers. Okay, then sensors. Sensors is a complete field, material science. Okay, all the experimental branches, whatever you can think of, if you do in that, then it will be great. Or in DRDO, if you have done your PhD in sensors, every year scientific assistant jobs are opening up every year. Sensor is a much required topic.
भैया
Yeah, please.
आपको 250 मतलब आपका रैंक 250 to 80 जो भी रेंज
Yeah,
में था उसके
yeah.
बाद भी कॉल आया था आईएससी से
I got into IC through Justic. My rank in Just was 87. I got into that there through that. Okay.
हेलो भैया।
Yeah.
भैया अभी किसी ने ग्रुप ने मतलब छोड़ा था कि आईआईसी में कट ऑफ कितना गया है जेस्ट में सेंस में, तो मैंने देखा कि अभी जनरल के लिए 300 गया था।
Yeah, that is for PhD. Yeah.
या मतलब आपने तो बोला था कि मतलब 150 के अंदर रैंक लाना चाहिए, मतलब इतना ज्यादा गैप गया। मैंने सोचा कि अब इतने बार जो एग्जाम हुआ है जो मतलब
No. Wait. Let me give you the reality. That was for December cycle. Okay. In December, the cutoffs are less. Okay. So if you want to get into PhD in July, the cutoffs are different. If you get into PhD in December, the cutoffs are different. In December, there is not much rush there.
मतलब 2 बार एग्जाम होता है कि शायद
So
मतलब
exam is happening once, but the PhD admission happened twice in a year.
मतलब दिसंबर में भी होता है?
Yes. One PhD admission cycle is in December, one is in July. Both have the different cutoff. In December, we have much lower cutoff. But the MTech admission is only once. That is in July only.
Okay, भैया. Thank you, भैया.
Okay. If you see the cutoff difference, if you see the physics department of IISc, cutoff is under 60. 60, that much, because everyone knows IISc physics. Yeah. No one knows about this department. That is also one of the problems. That is why they were willing to do a session with you guys. They asked me if I can arrange some session in which many people can join up. So I'm arranging that. Definitely it will happen 2 months from now. Okay. Anyone, anything else here? This was not the topic for today, although, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I didn't make the slide for this. I was more focused towards something else. But anyway, we can have discussion of this. Anything else anyone wants to know here about the opportunity of the gate?
भैया गेट में मिनिमम रैंक कितनी होनी चाहिए कि हमें कोई जॉब मिल जाए?
The thing is like that. Just with the gate, you don't get job. Okay, if you qualify 70 with 70 rank, you get BARC interview. If you get BARC, if you can qualify that, you will get. So you can say 70 rank. Okay. For general, I would say under 100 is a good rank. Okay, you will have a good career if you have under 100 rank. Many MTech opportunities will open up. Many BRC may also open up.
हेलो भैया,
Yes.
अगर न्यूक्लियर पार्टिकल में मान लीजिए एमएससी से प्रोजेक्ट किया, उसके बाद अगर पीएचडी उसी में कंटिन्यू किया, न्यूक्लियर पार्टिकल इवन थ्योरेटिकल या एक्सपेरिमेंटल, तो क्योंकि सब पे बात हो चुकी है सेंसर मटेरियल पार्टिकल में अगर करते हैं तो क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी है जॉब?
Your voice is very slow. You are saying you have done your MSc project in nuclear particle and then you are asking about PhD. Yes.
Yes. तो what क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज है न्यूक्लियर पार्टिकल इवन थ्योरेटिकल और एक्सपेरिमेंटल बोथ में?
Mostly academics. You have to go in academics or some scientific assistance. For example, there is an institute known as SINP. I think it is in West Bengal. There you can get into scientific assistant, or mostly academic positions. Industries don't require as such nuclear and particle physicists.
This is Saha Institute of Nuclear Physics, no?
But can you repeat again?
Saha Institute of Nuclear.
Saha is also there. Yeah, SN Bose is there. Saha is also there. No, this is Saha, no? SINP is Saha, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Saha. SINP is Saha itself, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's have another set of questions in the end of the session, and let's come to something, because we have now understood that gate is important, and if gate is important, then we have to see that how the gate is putting up the questions in last few years. So I have done a very in-depth analysis of that. Means the analysis which I think this is one of the very important analysis. Okay, so in the last 5 years, what has been happening? So last 5 years I have added 2019 to 2023. So I will go subject wise. If you see the subject of particle physics, yes, anyone has anything to say? Someone is interrupting between. Let me mute all. Okay. So if you see the nuclear and particle physics section, you can see the question level of question is something between 5 to 7. This year, almost 7 questions were there from nuclear and particle. Last year, as I mentioned, it was a very difficult paper. The number of questions were only 2. 6 before that, 5 and 5. So 5 to 6 questions we are expecting from nuclear and particle. And these are basically the topics from where the questions are coming. So nuclear and particle properties are there, particle physics is there, radioactivity is there. So you can actually see that the question can be expected from particle physics. It can be asked from radioactivity. And that I want to mention the level of the questions. Level of the questions is easy from nuclear and particle physics. It is not going beyond a certain level. If you prepare based on the PYQs and if you have done a good amount of theory, solving the nuclear and particle physics question is not a difficulty. Only thing is the range of the topic. If only the 5 questions are coming, then they will be from the predictable topics, radioactivity, particle physics, and so on. But if more than 5 questions are coming, what I have seen is that questions are being added from the extra topics. For example, if you see more than 5 questions, so 2 questions were from extras, means either they were from the detectors or the particle accelerators or the topics which are not very famous in the exam. So if the questions are coming more than 5, then those questions will be from the unpredictable topics. The same thing has happened here. So 4 questions were from predictable topics, but 2 questions from extras. right? Similarly, if anything goes beyond 4 questions, so if 4 questions are there, they will be from directly from the predictable topics. More than 4 if coming, then they will be from either from some unpredictable topics. That is happening. So 4 questions will be easy from this, and 2 will be also easy, but you have to cover the syllabus completely, each and every line which has been written in the syllabus. Then if you see the atomic and molecular physics, and in that what is happening is, again, the range is happening like this. So you can see this year alone, nuclear and particle and atomic and molecular have given 13 questions. And that was something very surprising, because we were expecting, based on the last year, if you see, they combined have given 6 questions. That's it. But this year, suddenly they gave 13 questions. Okay. And that same trend was happened in 2021. So I could say that in 2021, also when I gave the exam, I was surprised to see this many questions from atomic and nuclear. Okay, 14 questions in 2021 and 13 questions in 2023. It means that these two subjects are becoming more and more important. Before that, if you see, 2 years, almost the same trend was there. 5 plus 3, 8 questions, 5 plus. So 6 to 8 questions were coming before, but now combining these two subjects, 12, 10 to 14 questions are coming. So, and the questions are also not very difficult. The questions from atomic and molecular, if you see, out of these 6 questions, 3 to 4 were straightforward questions, but the syllabus coverage is required. You cannot just go in the exam with a very limited syllabus. Syllabus coverage is in depth required. You must have to study the chapter in detail to solve these questions. But the questions are coming direct fact based, nothing much to use there. No difficult hard calculations or something. Okay, and these are the topics from where basically question comes. This year what happens, 4 questions from atomic spectrum and angular momentum. Okay, then effects. Students spend most of their time in effects like Zeeman effect, Paschen back effect, and questions are very limited from that. And molecular physics is coming every year, 1 or 2 questions they are giving us. Sometimes laser questions are also there in the exam. So now the main idea which I want to give you from these two analyses is that the atomic and molecular physics as well as nuclear and particle physics is very important for GATE exam. If you are not preparing or leaving these two subjects, then it is impossible these days to qualify GATE without these two subjects. Okay, this will actually decide how much rank you are going to get. Then if we see the solid state physics, okay, most difficult subject. The questions, if you see, the questions are hard from the solid state physics. No question was very much straightforward. Almost every question required the in-depth information or also the good analysis. And also you see from the 2023, 9 questions came. So these 3 subjects, usually nuclear particles, solid state physics, and atomic molecule, students don't take it seriously. And in 2023, 23 questions were there from these 3 only. 22 questions were there from these 3 subjects alone. Okay, and that is something very surprising that happened. And in solid state physics, if you see, usually they used to ask 4 to 5 questions, but this year they did give a good rise to 9 questions. So what we are learning here is that although these 3 subjects are not very important for CSR net, but this becomes a very important part for GATE exam. And for that purpose, if you see, the main area of focus is the thermal and properties, electrical properties, and crystallography, reciprocal lattice, all that band structure and all that. And least focused topics are magnetism and superconductivity. Sometimes they are asking the questions from there and sometimes they are not. So that is the main. And in electronics, you see a very constant trend from last 5 years, 4 to 5 questions. And these 4 to 5 questions are very much predictable. One question will definitely from digital electronics. Okay, other than that, you can expect sometimes they are asking one diode question, one transistor question, one op-amp question. So they are just putting the one question from each topic, that you have a basic idea of diodes, basic of op-amp, basic of digital. And digital electronics, which are coming from last 5 years, is very easy. Direct, they are giving the gates question, that is logic gate question. So electronics is very spanned out. So you can spend a decent amount of time on electronics, that it basically needs 5 questions you are expecting in the exam. And that is what is happening in the last 5 years. Why there are 4 questions? Because you can actually see the number of questions has been increased here. So somewhere they have to reduce as well. So they have reduced just one question for electronics. So in electronics, from last 5 years, we have seen 4 to 5 questions are coming. Then coming the StatMech, again the constant trend you can see 5 to 6 questions every year. So last 3 years, very constant trend. Every year 6 questions are coming and very predictable questions. This year, little unpredictability happened because out of these 6 questions, 3 were from thermodynamics. So you can actually see 3 were from thermodynamics. Last year, 4 were from thermodynamics. Okay, and that is something was little bit shocking because you focus, you expect the questions from canonical ensemble, you expect the question from microstates, macrostates, where fermions are given, bosons are given, and you have to arrange them. So, but other than that, they are asking few questions from there. Not that they haven't asked any, but they are focusing on thermodynamics. So this puts an extra effort. So not just StatMech, I should also write thermodynamics here. So thermodynamics is also coming, and if you are leaving thermodynamics for GATE, that would be a very big mistake on your part, because they are asking thermodynamics from last 3 to 4 years, last 2 years. Sorry. Before that, if you can see no thermodynamics question, then in 2020 again 3 questions. So they are focusing more on thermodynamics. In StatMech, the questions which they are asking for StatMech, they are very straightforward, very straight. One question they ask from canonical, that partition function question. One they ask from microstates and macrostates, and one question they sometimes ask from phase transition. So this both are actually the part of thermodynamics. Phase transition can also be considered as a part of the thermodynamics. So that is the hidden things that are hidden in the exam, that the topics which are being unpredictable. The same thing is happening in CSR. The core topics are getting lesser and lesser in amount because now people know how to solve them, and they are going more towards the basic sides, basics of thermodynamics. They are asking basics of thermodynamics. Okay, so that is something you have to keep in mind from StatMech. Other than that, you have to make sure the basics topic which are there, canonical ensemble, that have to be covered. You cannot leave them, but you should avoid leaving these topics, because maximum students leave these topics, thermodynamics. I get every year I get a message in December that can I leave thermodynamics? Every year I get that message. Okay, so you cannot. That will be a big mistake. Okay, and don't go without the revision of thermodynamics. Then quantum mechanics, which is one of the favorite topic for all. They love quantum mechanics. Every exam loves quantum mechanics, and you can actually see little bit decline you can see here, but again rise you can see. So 7 to 8 questions is a definite amount that will have 100% will be asked. No one can change that. 7 to 8 and even more than that can be there. 7 to 8 question. Quantum mechanics is very standard, very standard. They will ask question from basic quantum mechanics, Dirac notation, matrices, and cat and bra function, cat and bra operators, all that. And quantum mechanics in 1D, one-dimensional potential, 100% question will be there. Quantum mechanics in 3D, you know, angular momentum, spin angular momentum, hydrogen atom problem, 100% question will be there. And perturbation theory. These are basically the 4 topics that you have to prepare. And most of your quantum will be covered. So quantum is a very predictable. They love quantum. Quantum will be infamous in the exam for next 5 years at least. So this trend you will definitely see in quantum. So 7 to 8 questions, 100% will come from quantum. That is the trend which the quantum mechanics has shown from the last 5 years. Okay. And then if you see the electromagnetism, yes, here I see there is a decline. Not just in GATE, but in all the exams, I'm seeing that electromagnetism is going down. In electromagnetism, they are shifting more towards the EM wave side. And less questions has been asked from pure electrostatics. So rather than focusing more and more on electrostatics, image problem, multipole expansion, you should start your electromagnetism journey from EM waves, Faraday laws, from there. Because more questions I have seen are coming from that aspect. And you can also analyze that. In 2022, these 3 questions might be there in electrostatics, but trust me, these 3 questions were horrible questions. Okay, these were not very easy questions. So that you have to keep in mind. So in NET also, I saw the same analysis that in electromagnetism, what is happening is the number of questions are getting reduced. They are getting lesser and lesser every year. And EM waves is getting more, becoming rich in content. Here you can see 9 questions came, 4 of them were from electrodynamics. Okay, and electrostatics question, they will ask only one question. On average, you can expect only 1 to 2 questions. That's it. And 1 to 2 questions from magnetostatics, magnetic field, and all other questions will be from either your EM waves or the advanced topics. But our advanced topics, relativistic EMT, radiations, these 2 topics. So the questions are also coming from here.
Bhaiya,
Yes.
can you please repeat the last line?
Yeah, so I was saying that less questions are expected from electrostatics part and more from the EM wave side. So 2 questions you can 2 to 3 from pure EMT, means electro plus magnetic, electric field plus magnetic field, and 4 questions. If more than 3 questions are coming, whatever questions are coming will be from EM waves or the advanced topics like relativistic EMT and radiations. So that is the analysis which I have seen, not just for GATE, but also for net as well. But I'm not saying leave electromagnetism. I am saying that this has been happening from last 5 years. We cannot predict what will happen next. Anything can change anywhere, but that is something we can see. Yeah.
So basically, you are suggesting to concentrate more on EM waves rather than basic electromagnetism.
Yeah. I am saying that if we trust the last year analysis, we should focus on EM waves first. Then we should go towards electric field and magnetic field part. Okay. Rather than what happens is that we spend most of our time in electric field and magnetic field. And by the time we are able to reach EM waves, the time is less. So we are not able to focus that much on it. So we should reverse our preparation. Maybe while you are doing electromagnetism, you can do in a reverse way. Right. So classical mechanics, again, basic mechanics is not a very important part here. Classical mechanics is a very fluctuating thing. If the paper is of the moderate level, trust me, the classical mechanics will be on average. If it is hard, classical mechanics will be very less, and something like that is happening. In these 3 years, paper was of decent level. So you can see classical mechanics were very good. And especially IIT Delhi loves putting classical mechanics, but not the latest new IITs like IIT Madras, IIT Bombay. They do not put mechanics as much. Okay. And in mechanics as well, most of the time goes in Lagrangian and Hamilton. But let me tell you, mechanics topics are very much focused towards the all the topics. If you see in the 4 questions, 2 are from the relativity this year. 1 only question came from Lagrangian and 1 was from basic mechanics. Last year also 2 were from Lagrangian. Again, 2 questions from other topics. For example, Poisson brackets. Poisson bracket question was there. So 2 questions were from other topics. And if the good quality of questions are coming, let's say more than 4 questions are there, then you can actually see the topics are almost spanned out. They are also asking the questions from central forces on gravitation. They are also asking questions from Lagrangian and Hamiltonian. But the more or less idea is, if you see the maximum number of questions that has been asked, that is from Lagrangian and Hamilton. For sure. That can never change in an exam. Small oscillations is a very important topic for net and JEST, but not for your GATE exam. In 5 years, only 1 question has been asked from small oscillations. Relativity, alternate year, they are putting the questions. I don't know why they don't put relativity in an exam these days, but relativity can never be left out, because 1 to 2 questions you can expect from relativity. Central forces, from last 2 years, they haven't put. Before that, they have asked the questions from central forces as well. And other than that, basic mechanics, sometimes you can expect a question from basic mechanics. But in the GATE, when I have seen the GATE questions, I don't think so that anytime you can solve any question without a good knowledge of basic mechanics, because basic mechanics give you a very good foundation how to think in mechanics. How you formulate the equation will be decided by the fact that how good you are in the basic mechanics. So having a good start in basic mechanics is always important in starting the classical mechanics. But in classical mechanics, on average, 5 questions are expected, not more than that, at least based on the last 2-3 years. Okay, and classical mechanics also like electromagnetism, you can expect the questions going down. The reason being because the modern subjects like atomic and molecular are getting more and more in weightage. So they are reducing that questions from electromagnetism and classical mechanics. The top hit subject is mathematical. That is always an hit subject. Although before 2-3 years back, people were thinking that, okay, when I was giving exam, I remember that people were doing that sort of analysis that mathematical physics is now not coming in that much. But when I gave the exam, when I was giving the exam in 2-3 years back, people are saying that mathematical physics is very important part, that you have to focus on that. But then what suddenly happened from last 2 years, as I mentioned, that nuclear and particle were also getting more famous in that, and now they have saturated the level of questions from mathematical physics. In 2023, 5, 2022, 5, 2021, 4. So 4 to 5 questions from mathematical physics, but the questions were good. You can actually solve these questions. And some challenging questions are asked from complex analysis part. So they are also asking the special functions. So they are testing out each and every part of the syllabus. That is, I can for sure that you can actually see how good the questions are being spread out. They are almost putting questions from each topic. So in mathematical physics, they are checking the broadness of your syllabus, that what kind of questions you are actually seeing means is widely spread out throughout the syllabus. Yeah, tensor is something which you can leave out, only one question here. But other than that, if you see matrices questions, one question, differential, special function, complex analysis, Fourier transfer, everything is coming up. So you cannot say, okay, I can leave this thing and do other thing. So the rough analysis from last 4 to 5 years is that classical mechanics and DMT are getting reduced up. Mathematical physics, stat mech, electronics, these questions have been saturated to 4 to 5 questions. And the 3 new subjects which are appearing up, nuclear, particle, atomic, molecular, and SSP, they are actually giving you at least 20 questions combined. So that is something which is being changing from last 3 years in GATE. And if you see the old analysis of the GATE exam, you will not score good because of that. The reason being, initially when I was giving the exam just 1 or 2 years back, the analysis were quite reversed. People even used to say that you can leave nuclear, particle, atomic, molecular because those are not important for NET. So you better also leave it for GATE. But if you leave these 3 subjects now for GATE, you are screwed. You cannot qualify exam. And all other subjects, you can very consistently think that there are total 9 subjects. So from these 9, out of these three subjects, you expect 20 questions. So out of 6, you can very, very much consistently see that there will be 5 questions from each subject. Or you can say 6 questions from each subject. So 36 questions from 6 subjects plus 20 questions from these 3 subjects, total 56 questions. And in GATE, we expect 55 questions from physics part. So this is how the 55 questions are getting coming up. So out of 55, 35 are coming from 6 subjects combined, and 20 questions are coming from 3 subjects. So this is the kind of thing which is happening from last 2 years. Okay, and I just want to show you that as well. In GATE 2023, if we alone see 7 from nuclear particles, 6 from atomic molecular, 9 from solid state, and other 6 subjects, you can see if you average these things out, you will get 5 questions, 5 to 6. Either it is 1 question above 5 or 1 question less. So you can actually see here, right? 4 to 6 questions, something between that from each subject is expected. And there are 3 good peaks at here. And even in the 2023, again, you can see, yeah, 22, I'm leaving it out. I have shown this graph specifically in 22, toughest exam, and you see why this was tough. So you can actually see all the questions in this exam was horrible. More or less, all the questions were horrible. 5 questions from solid state, very horrible questions. 2 questions only from nuclear. The reason being, very less questions were asked. Mathematical, 9 questions were there, but many were undoable. Quantum mechanics, long calculation questions were there. Perturbation theory at least needed 3 sub-parts to solve that. So 2022, you have to neglect that, little bit neglect, because that went little beyond the expected level, and GATE actually did a very good job by balancing the paper this year. And if you see GATE 2023 and if you see GATE 2021, very similar paper, very similar paper. Other than that, 2022 was little bit beyond the expectation. So 2024 also, I expect that IISc is conducting the exam. And I see that when was the last time IISc conducted? They conducted, I think, in 2016. Paper was very balanced, very beautifully put paper. No question was beyond the level of syllabus. You expect that IISc will put a very tough exam, but no, reverse happened. Very balanced paper. I think it was the most balanced paper. IIT Delhi makes a mistake. IIT Delhi did the very easy paper, and the cutoffs were very much high. And 2022 paper, I think it was IIT Madras. I'm not very sure. Very hard, but the IISc paper was well balanced. So I would say if you will do a very good preparation, and if you cover all the topics very nicely, IISc will give you the best paper, and it can change your life. Because I have seen IISc paper, not even the one question was, you can say, okay, why they have put this question? This is not a part of the syllabus, or this topic is not, should not be in the GATE. Nothing. Straight away from the GATE syllabus. But you need a good concept. If you have misconceptions or something like that, then you will do wrong. So balanced paper is expected from IISc. They will not make a very easy paper so that cutoffs are very high, but also the exam will not be hard. So it will like be a chance where you actually, if you prepare well, you will score well. That is the kind of paper I think should be expected from IISc if we see the 2016. Before that, they did the paper in 2008, and it is, I don't think so, it is very good idea to analyze 2008 paper, because that will not give us the good idea. Okay. So from IISc, we can expect that. Don't get into any of the myth that IISc will put a hard exam. At least last time they didn't put the hard exam. That is my, directly I can tell you that. Okay, so in that context, I want to somehow finish, or I can conclude this analysis with this. This is a question which has been asked multiple times, that what should be our marks that we should get. So 23 paper was a moderate paper. So it was a good moderate paper, decent paper, which we expect from GATE. So this is a very good idea to analyze the cutoffs from this year. So in this year, the cutoff was roughly 33.33. And if you are getting 31.33 marks, your rank is 2627. So this is the ranks of the actually the students who have got the ranks. Okay. So it means almost 300 to 400 people will be at this rank. Because around 31 marks, around 400 to 500 people will just be at this rank. Close to this, means close to this marks. So their rank will be between 2000 to 2400. So all the students who have rank between 2000 to 2400 will have marks like 31, 32. That's it. In just one marks, there will be 400, 500 people. Okay. And, but if you just score 5 marks more, just 5 marks more, your rank drops by more than 1000. So just scoring 5 marks more, your rank drops by 1000. So your rank at 36 marks is 1393. And if you score 4 marks more, your rank is getting 731. If you score just 0.7 marks, 0.67 marks more, again, there's a drop of almost 100 ranks. You can see actually just 0.67 marks he scored more, and the drop in the rank was 100. So he got better rank by 100. If you score 5 more marks, you are at 380, and roughly at 48 marks, you had a rank of 234, and at the rank of 53, you had a rank of 95. So just by scoring 53 marks in a moderate exam, which exam was not even difficult, you are getting the 95 rank. What else you are expecting? That is a best opportunity. 53, scoring 53 is not a big deal. And the topper who scored 75 marks got rank 1. Okay, so he got the rank 1 at 75 marks. So 50 above marks should be an expected marks you should have in GATE. Okay, so that is something, the rank versus marks which happened in 2023. Right, so that is something you can expect and from the GATE this year. So if I assume that This year also the paper will also be moderate. Not anything can happen. So this is something you should target, that I want at least more than 55 marks so that your rank can be under 100 in any scenario. And your preparation should also be based on this analysis. So you can, I will be sharing this PDF with you. You can actually see topic wise which question has came and which topic is important and which is not. Okay. So now coming up to the next part. So let me complete the entire presentation and then we can have a good question session. Now we have left with the 6 months and how to span our 6 months so that we can complete our preparation. Now, in this 6 months, I'm assuming that the person who is giving CSR net exam GATE exam will also give CSR net exam. And he will also be focusing on BARC exam and he will also be giving the JEST exam. So CSR net and TIFR exam comes. So CSR net exam is expected in January and TIFR exam, is expected in December. So we will keep all of that in mind. So from CSR net point of view, the 3 subjects which I mentioned, atomic, molecular, nuclear particle, and solid state, are not important. They are not very important part of the CSR net series. So how should we span our preparation so that we can manage net preparation as well, but GATE preparation as well, and ultimately we get a good rank in both of them. So the good way will be in August month, prepare 1.5 core subjects. Means your 1.5 core subjects should be done. Then by the end of September, your 3 core subjects should be done. By the end of October, your 4.5 core subjects should be done. And by the end of November, your 6 core subjects should be done. So till November, you should focus on core subjects. So what are the core subjects? Mathematical physics, classical mechanics, electromagnetism, quantum mechanics, stat mech, and electronics. And how many questions are expected from here? 30. If we trust the last 2-3 year analysis, 30 questions are expected from this part. And not 30, I would say 35. And 20 questions are expected from here. So till November, you should make sure that your 35 questions are done, at least. And why you should do core subjects first rather than just focusing on these 3? 2 very basic reasons. Number 1 reason, memory base. So you have to remember a lot of facts, lot of selection rules in atomic molecular, lot of particle, right? What are leptons, what are all the properties of the particles in particle physics. In solid state physics, you have to remember Einstein's formula, so on, so on. So many memory-based part is there. So if you prepare for these subjects now, even in the end, you have to give them a lot of time. So not a good idea. Why you are wasting your time twice? So keep them in the end. Second, since they are not important for net, so it is best that we cover those subjects first, which are also in net as well as in GATE. So by the time our net will come, or in December, your TIFR exam will come, all the subjects which are going to be coming in TIFR will be done. So you will also be getting a good marks in TIFR.
This will help us to qualify both for TIFR and net.
Yes, also. Yes, TIFR net. And third thing is, you will be actually checking that are you done with your, how much is your depth in these subjects? Because
when will net happen, Bhaiya?
Yes, please. Yeah.
When will net happen?
Net is expected in January.
Okay, net in January and then BRC in April.
BRC in April, May, yes.
April, May or 24.
Yeah, April to May, something, yes.
And just in February.
Just will be happening in either Feb or March, yes.
Okay, thank you, Bhaiya.
Okay, so that will actually also give you an idea when you will go with these subjects in TIFR, how much is your depth in these subjects? Are you able to score good? If you will just go to TIFR exam without doing these subjects, you will be doubting yourself that you are not able to solve them because you haven't prepared. So that will not give you a reality check. So best idea, before till November, complete your 6 core subjects. Okay, or you can even take up to November mid, not a problem. Go till November mid, go slow, focus on these 6 subjects. And then in the remaining 3 months, December, January, and in 2 months, December and January, you can easily cover these 2 subjects. Now, many people when make a schedule, makes a very unrealistic schedule. They say, okay, our syllabus will be done by December, then we will be revising entirely in January. This is not something which actually works in a real life. You never have 1 month for revision. Never. Especially if you are in MSc, you never get. You have to plan your revisions in between. Revising everything in the end is always a bad deal. If you prepare mathematical physics now, but you are keeping its revision in January, then you are not revising mathematics. You are covering mathematics again. And then there will be a panic. I don't know anything about mathematics now. That will be a panic. So you have to plan your revisions in between. And you can easily plan that. You can easily plan your revisions in between by doing the small. I will take the whole new session to how to revise. That I have already planned up, that how to revise in between while you are doing the current subjects. So that should be your idea, that in the last 2 months you focus on these 3 subjects so that you are in a complete gate mode. After your gate, you will be in the gate mode, that I now am focusing on this. So you're focusing on these 20 questions which are memory based. So by the time exam will come, most of the formulas will be on your head already, because you have recently studied them. And these subjects are very easy to study. These are like the story books. Okay, I never find this subject difficult. You just have to understand the stories, and the books are also good. These are little bit analytical subjects. You need a good amount of calculations in them. Okay, so this should be your last 6 months of plan. And now I like to take up the questions. I think I am.
Are atomic, nuclear, and solid important for TIFR?
No.
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 How to manage MSc physics papers and this preparation means what particular schedule one should follow per week with your preparation?
Per week, 3-4 hours for gate should go. Do your MSc till 6 p.m. Whatever you have completed by 6 p.m. Come home, sleep till 9 p.m. Have a dinner, start your preparation at 10, prepare till 1-2 a.m. and then sleep again. So night time 3-4 hours or morning time 3-4 hours should go to gate. If you can give 3-4 hours for gate for next 6 months, you can qualify gate. Nothing more is needed.
For example, in my
there's something for TIFR also, bhaiya.
Currently EMT is happening in my university, and then we are doing mathematical physics.
Never mix. University is university. Net preparation is net preparation. Whatever is going on university, don't try to combine with your gate net preparation. Otherwise, you will not be able to move forward. So you have to study just university. You should be on completion basis. That I have to complete whatever is in the university. You don't have to master that, perfect that. Just study that, give the exams, and do the separate preparation for net gate. I was never able to achieve that balance between that. Whatever is going on in university, I will prepare that in my gate. That never happens. That will never happen.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So anything else? Yeah. So Amit has asked, could you guide us how to? Yes, I will be taking that revision session soon. Next month maybe. Let's cover few subjects first, and then we will do the revision session as well. Can one start? Yeah, I just explained that. Yes, we can. Yeah, anything. When we will have the similar session for TIF? Very soon. Maybe next week we can do that. Yeah.
Hello, Bhaiya.
Yes, tell me.
If I want to do MTech after my MSc in IITs, so at what are the subject does IIT provides MTech in pure physics domain?
Material science, optical engineering, optical sciences. Material is very famous. Nuclear engineering is very famous. So quantum computing is also there now. Quantum technology in IISc is there. These are the 4-5. Other than that, yeah, material science is there.
Anything in astronomy and astrophysics?
MTech in astronomy and astrophysics.
Yes.
I am not aware of that. MTech in astronomy. Maybe I'm not aware. I don't think. I've never heard. I never heard. People usually from the sensors and all that background go into astronomy at the later stage. Okay.
Hello, Bhaiya.
Yes.
We have one question out of this discussion I want to ask that. For example, I was there in the BRC during my summer. So I asked the scientists over there that how it should be if we just apply for the abroad for our PhD. Then they said if we get into TIFR or in IAC, then it is good. Otherwise, one should focus on getting PhD abroad. Then I am just concerned about the condition after the PhD, that what position one will get, because we don't be having any uh, connection in India during our academic time in PhD. Then it's really
Every person has a different opinion of that. I would say
Yes.
IIT's PhD are not good, but I can say any PhD cannot be good until unless your supervisor is not good. So in IIT also, I know a brilliant supervisor. IIT Delhi, I know a one supervisor. IIT Delhi PhD is usually assumed is very bad in physics department. But I know one professor in IIT Delhi who is exceptionally good. He makes his student cover its PhD in 4 years. All his PhD students are postdoc at the top universities. They are one of their students is already I think assistant professor in top Indian university. So IIT PhDs are also good. You cannot say all the IIT PhDs are bad. Yes, in general, IIT PhDs can be bad because there are multiple reasons for that. But IISc and TIFR is exceptionally good, and IITs are not nowhere compared to that. That is also a fact. But ISERS also is good. Now, PhD abroad can also be equally bad. I can tell you. PhD abroad also depends upon the supervisor. Is your supervisor selfish or not? Many times they only need Indian students just to get some work done. So after 3 years, PhD student is left with just one paper in which already there are 20 authors, sorry, 10, 8 to 9 authors are there. And in 8 to 9 authors, he's also one of the he's one corresponding author, just one paper. And then when they come back to India, they are not respected as much. They are not evaluated that much. So PhD is more or less also depends upon your supervisor. So just generalizing that way is a difficult. So if you will ask the same question, now, let's say to anyone, let's say to any good authority person, he will just give you one something. Okay, do this. Don't go to IIT. That just one line treatment. So in that way, they can give you answer in one line. Okay, just join this and this. Otherwise, don't join. Okay, go abroad. But if you're getting a good supervisor in India, I think that is best. That is much more useful than abroad. And if you're getting a chance for abroad, go abroad. If you're getting good stipend for abroad, I think it is a good chance. In Germany, if you're getting, let's say, 1,500 euros per month, go to Germany, enjoy your life.
They are giving around 1,800 euro and
yeah, 1,500, 1,800. If you're giving, just go abroad. Why to waste your time here preparing for exams?
And where, what are the things that one should keep in mind? For example, the number of publications should be high for scientific position in India.
Don't. So see what happens. Join PhD. Join PhD.
Okay.
Don't. So everything in first 3 months, your seniors will do your orientation. That what is the things that is needed. Okay. don't waste your time beforehand. Okay. So you only thing that you should mind is you have to be happy wherever you go. Only then you will be able to survive for 5 years. Just make sure that other than that, PhD seniors take care of everything. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Okay. So with that, I just want to mention one more thing. Then we can have a full question answer session. So GATE and NET course has been already out, and after 4 months of dedicated preparation, we have launched this course, and already 170 students are there in this course, which is very much surprising fact for us that so many students trusted us. And this one course is perfect for all 4 exams: GATE, NET, JEST, and TIF. Not just that, after this course, when you will give for BARC exam, there is not even a single question. Not, I would say, more 90% of the syllabus will be in the BARC exam will also be covered in this syllabus. 10% always anything can happen because we have never seen BARC questions because they don't release the exam. But all these 5 exams will be covered in just one course. In this course, you are going to get recorded classes, and the most prominent feature of my classes is less time waste, no time waste. I put a class of 35 to 45 minutes. There is not even a single useless word which I say. You can cover the entire topic in 35 to 45 minutes. Then the next thing is all the lectures are in English, and they are going from basics till advanced. So even if you are in a just starting your preparation and you want to go till the part C of CSR net syllabus, these lectures will cover everything. Then there are digital notes for each topic. After the lecture is done, you get a digital topic, digital notes. In those notes, there are solved examples as well as back exercises. Then for each lecture, you get a class slides, whatever I teach in the class, those slides and Blackboard slides. Now, the one of the best feature of the course is that I have put the topic-wise PYQs, not subject-wise, but topic-wise PYQs. So after that, you have to get, after each topic, you have to give the quiz, topic-wise quiz of the exam. So let's say you are covered vector algebra. Now you have to give the GATE PYQ exam of vector algebra. So you will get PYQs in the form of online quizzes. And in the end of the quiz, when you submit the quiz, you will also get the detailed solutions. So the quizzes are not just for one exam, but also for all 4 exams. Just questions are covered, TIFR are covered, NET are covered, GATE are covered. Then for each topic, you will get a topic-wise quiz. Other than PYQ quizzes, you also have other quizzes as well, which will help you to practice overall. That other than PYQs, also you should practice overall. And in all these quizzes and everything, whenever you get a doubt, every Sunday we get a doubt class. So in every Sunday we have a doubt class in which you can ask any doubt. We have a Telegram channel in which all the students are there, and you can put your doubts. And on Sunday I will be taking the doubts whichever have been put in the Telegram channel. And I have a very active mechanism from revision exercises, which will be beginning from next month. So once our 2-3 subjects are done, we will be beginning our revision exercise. And there is a live tracking. So every month, every student will be getting its live progress report for that month. Said last month, what has the student achieved? So I have almost made sure that everything which is student needs for their preparation for all 4 exams, they get that. Only thing that is expected from you is 3 to 4 hours of daily consistent effort. If you can give me that, I can assure you you don't have to worry about anything else. Rest, everything will be covered. Okay, that is the major portion, I would say. Fees also, in the fees part also we have, let me know. Yeah.
सर अभी तक कितना कोर्स कंप्लीट हो गया है?
Course, when you join the course, so we will be completing our maths today. Mathematical will be done. So whenever you join the course, you will be starting with lecture number 1. You don't have to worry from where I am. You have to start your preparation from lecture number 1 and complete your course in a sequence.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All the previous material you will be getting. So course fees also I have taken care of students. The course is only at 4,000 rupees. Even in that, you can pay in 2 installments of 2,000 rupees each. Okay. So if a student wants, they can even pay in the installments, and the course is available both on website as well as on app. So if you want to access the course on app, you can do that, as well as on website, you can do that. So one course for every exam. Okay. So you can check that out. You can take the demo as well, that how the lectures are being taught and everything. And that's all for, I think, from my side.